Welcome to another edition of Best on Tour this week, presented by Best on Tour. I'm your host, Matt Pangrac, along with Dave Rush from Best on Tour, where we talk about what goes on in the world of professional bass fishing, both on and off the water. Dave, we had a championship, an international victory, and some of the biggest industry news that we have had in the 2025 season.
Yeah, just when the regular seasons on the major tours wrap up, you think the news cycle is dead. Think again.
On the heels of the Bassmaster Elite Series that took place in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and prior to the Fall Bass Nation National Championship that will take place in La Crosse, Wisconsin, was the MLF Invitational Championship in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and a familiar name at the top of the leaderboard when the 3 days of competition were said and done.
Absolutely. Steve Lopez getting it done to the tune of $100,000 in a 36 boat field there in La Crosse on the Mississippi River. Consistency was king for Lopez. 16-2 the first day, 16-3 the second day, 16-10 on the third and final day for a total of 48-15. Taking home the title, the $100,000. And the year to frog continues, Matt. The gambler walking frog playing a big role in Lopez's victory as well as a wacky rig gambler ace. And I think he mixed in a couple of other things. But frogging getting it done for Mr. Lopez. Majority of his fish caught on the frog, $100,000 in his pocket, 36 boat field. Pretty impressive.
If that name sounds familiar to you, Steve Lopez is the one who was battling it out with Matt Steffen back at the final stop of the Invitationals in 2023, ended up finishing second in that event. But similar to like we saw Wisconsin angler Pat Schlaver win the Elite Series event on that, fellow Wisconsin Steve Lopez lives just a couple hours from La Crosse, very familiar with that body of water, so $100,000 plus incentives heading into his pocket. Now, another tournament took place, and while there wasn't any money on the line, Dave, there was a lot of bragging rights in the 19th Black Bass World Championships. U.S. Angling sent a 6-man team there that competed in 3 groups of 2 at the Arabi Dam in South Africa, and a little bit of a come-from-behind victory for Team USA, who was trailing Italy after 2 days of competition. The way that the points work, you get 1 point for first, 50 points for 40 or 50th. There's 45 boats in that event, so you want to have the least number of points. Each day is considered a separate day, so they were 20 points behind Italy heading into the final day. The team of Ott Defo and Drew Gill kind of carried the day. They won the overall competition, so they won double gold, a big comeback for Team USA to win another gold medal after failing to reach the podium in last year's Black Bass World Championships. Next year, though, Dave, it's headed back to home soil as the Black Bass World Championships return to Hot Springs, Arkansas on Lake Hamilton. But big win, come from behind win for Team USA.
Yep. Doesn't matter where you start, matters where you finish. Team USA getting it done on international waters once again. So congratulations to those guys.
All right, we talked a little bit about the industry news that took place and probably the most famous coin flip in the history of bass fishing, Dave.
Yeah, I would say so, Matt. The coin flip show, Mark Zona, Tommy Sanders, Davey Height, happened last week to determine whether or not forward-facing sonar was going to be available for use on the 2026 Bassmaster Elite Series schedule venues. It is shaked out as follows. Lake Gunnersville, February 5th through 8th. That will be a no forward-facing sonar event. February 12th through 15th, Lake Martin. That will be a forward-facing event. March 13th through 15th, which is a classic. They're sticking with forward-facing for the classic since that was the qualifying structure from 2025. March 26th through 29th, Tom Bigby Waterway, Mississippi, no forward-facing sonar. April 16th through 19th, Arkansas River out of Oklahoma, forward-facing sonar is in the mix. May 7th through 10th, Lake Murray, forward-facing sonar will be a player. May 14th through 17th, Santee Cooper, no forward-facing sonar. June 11th through 14th, Pasquotank River, North Carolina, forward-facing sonar is okay. August 13th through 16th, Lake Champlain, a familiar venue, no forward-facing sonar in that event. And to wrap it up, on the St. Lawrence River, August 27th through 30th, we will be seeing forward-facing sonar.
In other industry news, lurenet.com dropped the 25th anniversary Bass Fishing Hall of Fame limited edition legacy lures that were painted by Frank Scalish, with all of the proceeds going to the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame. The Roland Martin, Rick Clunn, Larry Nixon, Bill Dance, and Bobby Murray signature series baits are available on lurenet.com with a limited edition of 300 of each of those. As of September 9th, the Rick Clunn edition is sold out, but there are several left of the others. So head over to lurenet.com and pick up those once in a lifetime lures.
I'm a big fan of the enchilada sauce.
The Larry Nixon crankbait. Become a better angler. Get behind the scenes of the top fishing tours. Learn the business side of the fishing industry and how to get sponsors. The Best on Tour newsletter brings you all that once a week. If you're watching this, hopefully you are signed up already for it. If not, go to bestontour.net, sign up, and learn what is happening on and off the water.
Thanks, Matt. See you next time.
We'll talk to everyone next week. See ya.